Hello and welcome back to another episode of my MotoGP 20 career mode, and as you can see, this is exactly where we left off in the previous episode. So we're about to go into the next season to start our MotoGP career, so with this push of a button, we'll be there. So as you can see then, this is us with the new Tech, well the team's not new, but with our new Tech 3 team. I'll say it looks very nice. I am looking forward to riding this bike. It's going to look fantastic on track. Obviously the first one we're going to ride though is probably the carbon version. So here we are then at the team livery unveiling with our two teammates, obviously Oliveira and Lecuona. Would be nice if we also got to wear a hat. It would obviously make more sense because they could just easily make career hats for every team. So hopefully that's something we'll add for MotoGP 2021. So then here we are finally in MotoGP. As you can see, it's currently Marquez 1-2 in the championship, but I guess it's just loaded in the order that they're loaded in the menu. So we've got one notification on the personal manager front then. So we've got a new candidate available once again. It's another Anita Perez, but we'll decline because obviously we've already got a better one. We've got an A++, and we've got more technical staff. So we've got a new data analyst here, but once again worse than what we've already got. So we are going to refuse that. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do in terms of the development of the bike. I think I won't do any free practice sessions. I think I'll just make it so that if I upgrade the bike at all, it's just purely from the weekly production. So if we go on to the R&D then, so we can actually have a look. So electronics, we've got absolutely nothing on here. No upgrades at all to start with. We've got... okay, this makes sense now why the aerodynamic people are a bit pointless, because there's literally one aerodynamic upgrade to put on this bike. So that's perhaps something we can do straight away once we've got a few development points then. On the frame then, we've got quite a few to do. So this time there's actually two branching paths. So usually there's just one upgrade at the end of the branching paths for Moto 2 or Moto 3. But this time we actually have two different paths. So we'll have to obviously decide which path we want to go with. But obviously first we have to do this upgrade anyway. But as you can see, most of the upgrades seem to be a bit more expensive. 4,000 down here for the very last ones. And on the engine there you can see we've also only got one part on. I think that's because you have to start with. So actually you don't have to start with something, do you? Because the electronics, we don't have anything on there. So we've got one upgrade on the engine, but that is it. And they are all very, very expensive engine upgrades. 5,000 for the ones at the bottom here. So it's definitely going to probably take us over a season to upgrade this bike. I mean, it was the same for the Moto 2 really. So if we go on to the research, then there is... I think this looks about right, to be honest. So we get 100 then for the aerodynamics every week. We get 400 for the frame, 400 for the engine, and we get 200 for the electronics. I actually don't think I've touched the research side of the game since Moto 3. I realised I could get more research data from doing the practice sessions and then just having them constantly upgrading different little bits. So if we want to get this aero upgrade done, we should probably put some more staff on. So we've actually got some pretty good aero people here actually. So we'll put everybody on here. So that brings the weekly production to 600. And how much do we need for that first aerodynamics upgrade? 1,250, and we currently have 100, so it'll take us basically 2 weeks to do that then. So we'll advance forward a couple of weeks. Got another notification on the personal manager there. So another new candidate, another Anita Perez, but once again, cheaper than what we've got, but worse in every area except that one in the middle. To be honest, at the minute, I think we've got some really, really good staff. I feel like every person that's applying is worse than what we've already got. And obviously we spent the entire Moto 2 season basically just trying to pick the best one we could, and then hiring them right at the end of that season ready for this one. I learnt from my mistakes, obviously. In Moto 3 I just kept the same staff on board because I thought they weren't going to follow me to my new team, but I was incorrect on that front then. So we've got another notification on the technical staff management front then, so a new chief engineer. So the bug seems to still persist right now. Wow, this is a much better person. Paul Jefferson is applying again. I've basically just put a random engineer in the place of non_name, non_surname, because it was just annoying me too much. So he's got no picture because I can't actually add the picture back, but this actually seems like a very good offer here. Not so good on the electronics front though, but as we've seen there's barely any upgrades on there anyway, so we may as well go for this person here. So we've got a new chief engineer. I've got to watch out my money. Obviously I've got 234,000, which should be plenty, but yeah, I've got to watch out a little bit, make sure that I don't run out of money, because obviously we've got some really high paying staff right now. So if we go on to the research and development, then we've got enough points now to develop this upgrade. So if we put everybody on this, how long is it gonna take? 4 weeks, 3 weeks, still 3 weeks then. So we'll fast forward 3 weeks if we can, and then hopefully that'll be the aerodynamics fully upgraded. So then that's the aerodynamics done. Got another notification from the chief engineer. Obviously just hired that really, really good one, so I'm going to refuse this. I'll go back to the R&D then, and I'll set all the research on properly. Right, so I've sort of balanced it out now. I've put the 100 engine people on the engine, the 100 frame people on the frame, and then I've just put who's left on the electronics. I think 2 of those guys are 100% on the electronics, and then one of those was the aero guy. Obviously the aero is done now, so I've just stuck him on the electronics for now. But if we need to, I can move them around a little bit more. Be a bit more fun to mess around with, trying to get the best research data for the components that we currently want. So then the next thing to do is to go to the winter tests. Obviously that's basically what this whole episode's been building up to at this point, so we go to the winter tests now then. I'm not sure exactly what we have to do. I think we've got to set a couple of laps at Malaysia. I think we have to ride 2 different bikes and we have to pick our favourite or something like that. I'm not 100% sure because, like I said in the previous episode, I've never actually got to MotoGP since they've added the tests and stuff, so very interesting. So we're here at Malaysia then now, and we're here in the garage. So there's actually 3 bikes that we have to try then, I guess. So we've got Pack 1, Pack 2 and Pack 3. So what I understand then, the thing that I have to do is I have to try all the bikes and then I just pick the one that I felt the best on and we'll go with that. So whether I'll maybe do the opposite and pick the one I feel the worst on, I'm not too sure because I just don't know how the performance is going to be yet, because I don't want to be winning the championship quite easily or anything like that. I want it to be a fight, which is why I signed for this team in the first place. I want it to be a difficult road for me in MotoGP then. So this first pack in the engine then, that's a balance between slow fuel delivery and absolute performance. That's just a bang in the middle engine. But on the frame, it's going for agility over stability then. And on pack 2, we're going for slow fuel delivery compared to actually absolute performance. And then the frame is bang in the middle between agility and stability. And then pack 3 is just the opposite of pack 2 then, so it's absolute performance on the engine and the frame in the middle between agility and stability. So we're in Sepang and everything's ready for the MotoGP winter test. KTM brings exciting innovations for the upcoming season. Riders have 3 packs made up of various engine and frame combinations. The choice you make today is very important because you will use the selected pack throughout the whole season. We recommend you mount the same tyre combination on both front and back so you can concentrate on the pack's variety and riding feeling. So we'll pick pack 1 then to start with. Obviously that's the first one. I'm guessing we just press this button to change. Yep, so we're on to pack 1 first. I don't know whether there's a time limit we have to get. We've got plenty of time in the session, as you can see. We've got 118 minutes, so I think that's fine. I'm guessing it was a 2-hour session. I've already been talking for a couple minutes then. So if we go on consumption check, do we have a limited number of tyres? We do. We actually have a very limited number of tyres, considering it is a practice, well, sort of like an actual test session. So how many rears have we got? So we've got 3 rear tyres that are hards. Now, to be honest, I feel like the hard tyre would be the tyre I want to pick for Malaysia, for like an actual simulation. Because I really want to focus on the race. Obviously in qualifying, you can just push a bit harder. That's the main difference. So I think I'll put a hard on the rear, and I think the soft on the front will probably be okay. But actually I think I'll put a medium on the front. Since I've got 3 of each, I can do that. So again, the fuel's only set for 5 laps. Like, you think I'd want to do more than 5 laps. And I'll just use power mode 1. Right, so we'll head out onto the track. Decided to do a pit start for once. I think this is the only time I've done it in the career mode. I feel like it could be fitting to do it now. So coming out of the pits then, 23rd out of 23 at the minute. So the other riders are on track. So Bradley Smith, you just seen go flying by there. So basically I have a mod on that just replaces Iannone with Smith, because obviously at the minute in real life Iannone is banned, so we know he's not going to be there in real life. I don't think it's going to get resolved before the season starts. I hope it does get resolved for him, because obviously it does seem very unfair to Iannone what's happened, but I've just got a mod on that replaces him with Smith at the minute, because obviously that's who they're going to put on the bike to replace him. So we're out on track then on our Tech 3. So I'm guessing this sort of first pack, we'll have to try and get used to it quite quickly for it to be fair, because I'm guessing I'll probably be the fastest on the 3rd pack, because I'll be used to the bike the most by then. Not sure what electronic settings and stuff to go with as well. There's been a crash. Aleix Spagro has gone down then. So in winter testing there's already been a crash. That often results in a red flag, doesn't it? But I guess in this scenario not so much. So the bike does seem to be wheeling quite a bit out of the corners. So I don't think that particularly was part of the pack. There's another crash. Quattararo has gone down. So lots of crashes going on in this test session. I hope there's not a bug at Malaysia where the AI seems to crash quite easily. Another crash. Vinales is down. So many of the AI are crashing already here. Hopefully they don't do this in the races so much. Might make the racing a little bit boring if they're crashing so frequently. Another crash. Rabat's down. What is going on? So out the last corner then, ready to start. Alicia's down again. What is going on? Why are there so many AI crashing? So it doesn't seem like we've got a target time or anything like that. I think we've just got to see which pack I prefer, so which one I can do the best lap times on. So he's going to turn 1. Now that actually had a pretty stable front end there. I mean, I'd expect that to tuck a little bit. He's so as soon as I say that, down I go. So I think that'll be back to the pits then to repair the bike. And we're missing a wing. We're not actually missing a wing. But this lap's definitely done anyway. But yeah, I was expecting the front to tuck a bit easier and caught me off guard when it just did. Crutchlow's now down as well. And our teammates down, so that's 2 of the Tech 3s crashed already then. Myself and Oliveira both been on the floor. Zarco's now down, that's both the Avintias down. So I think every AI is probably going to crash at some point in the session. Alex Marquez is down now, so at the end of that first lap of 2:12.8, obviously a terrible lap because we crashed. The bike is definitely feeling some sort of damage here, so it's not great. Look how worn that tyre is after like 2 laps, an out lap and a flying lap. Oh, Rabats has come past us. I went off the track a little bit there because I've seen him coming, but yeah, Rabats has caught and passed us on this lap, so yeah, I guess we've really not got the pace. The bike doesn't feel great, I'll be honest. The tyre choice perhaps wasn't the best. We're going 10 seconds quicker currently than we were on the previous lap. So coming up towards the line then. A 2:02.0, that's a terrible lap. I suppose because of the damage a little bit. So I think I'll head back into the pits now. We'll obviously have to get this bike repaired and then I'll have a go on the Pack 2 bike. So that was agility rather than stability. This one's bang in the middle but slow fuel delivery then. A crash for Rins now as well. So many of the AI are going down. So we're now on the Pack 2 bike. So hopefully we can beat our time from the Pack 1. Paulo Spagro is now down as well. So many crashes here. So up towards the line then. 1:59.9, so that takes us up to 9th place. Got an achievement, winter is here apparently. So that does feel much better, it must be said. Maybe it's because it's not damaged, so I'll do a couple more laps on it. Bradley Smith's now down as well. Alicia's down for the 3rd time now, so he's really having a bad time. I bet he's crashed every single Aprilia now then. So 2:06 that time. It was a pretty bad lap. I made quite a few mistakes on it. So I think this will be my last lap on Pack 2 and then we'll move to Pack 3. And then we'll go back to Pack 1 again. That should be fixed by then, hopefully. So towards the line of this lap then. 59.2 again. Well, it's just for a half a second off, so I don't know exactly what happened. It looks like 59.9 I did again. I did a slightly faster one. I said I was half a second off, but I think I lost half a second in the last sector maybe. I don't know. So I'll head back into the pits now then and we'll have a go on pack number 3. So the average time on that bike is a 2:01 then. So we're out on track on pack number 3 now. A crash for Bagnaia. And just in front of us is Petrucci, but we've gone in way too hot into the last corner. Wow, but we've managed to get stopped somehow. So Petrucci should be a nice marker for us. Hopefully that doesn't affect the test though. Petrucci's actually really holding me up. I might go for a move on him into this corner. Well, not close enough to do so, but I might want to get him on the exit. Try and power it out. But yeah, he's getting in my way a bit. Oh no, I've had to... Oh, Petrucci, he's definitely ruined my lap here. This is definitely going to have affected the test quite a bit. Because look, I'm 3/10 off my time, which I wasn't before. I was pretty close to it. He's really holding me up here. Through the last corner, then we've got the slipstream on him up towards the line. Is that going to improve our lap time? 2:04, unfortunately. So we'll go for another lap. Well, another couple of laps then, because we'll do 3 since it makes sense. So coming up towards the line then. 59.9 again, so... Seems like that seems to be about the best I can get out of any of the packs. I was actually going quicker than now. I was 2/10 under the time through the penultimate sector, but I just lost it all in the last one. So into the last corner then. The last corner with pack number 3. Oh, bit of a wheelie out of there. So coming up towards the line then. 1:59, 2:03 then. on that last lap. So we'll head back to the pits, I'll have a look at the average times, and I'll have another go on pack number 1, and hopefully I won't crash it this time. So then, so far, pack number 2 has been the fastest, although if you have a look at pack 3, it's extremely close. It's not even a tenth off on the fastest lap, and the average time, it's not, in fact, it's not even a tenth off on the average time either, so extremely close. We'll see, I did 3 laps on both of those. Pack 1's average time and fastest lap are a bit skewed, unfortunately, so we'll head back out, and hopefully it isn't affected too badly by, obviously, the couple of laps we did were pretty slow earlier on. So up towards the line then, 59.7, so I think a new fastest of the session for me, so up to 7th place now on pack number 1. To be honest, I couldn't feel much difference, it just seemed to gain a lot of time in the 3rd sector over the other ones. I think I just rode the sector better, but obviously I can also turn a little tighter, which is actually quite helpful for sector 3. But sectors 1 and 2 I was basically exactly the same as I was on the other 2 bikes, which were the same as each other. This lap's actually been really good, so we're coming towards the line then. 59.2, that's top of the session, top of testing then. Wow. This bike really, this one was way better. Once I got that first lap under my belt on it, this bike turned, it was so much faster than the other ones. So pack 1, definitely the better bike out of the lot. So if we look at the times then, pack 2 and pack 1 have all of the best times. So I'm guessing pack 3, I'm not going to even bother taking that into consideration then, because that one seems to be slower. Because there's 2 sectors apiece then, so on lap 5 then and lap 10 actually all the fastest sectors happen, which is quite funny. So my best last sector was with pack 2, and same with my best first sector. Is that the one with more power? I'm guessing it is. No, it's actually slow fuel delivery, so absolute performance on pack 3 there. That's actually seems to be the slowest bike, so even though it's supposed to have the best engine, it just didn't work for me. I think maybe it's just wheeling too much, so don't really want to go with pack 3. Obviously pack 1, that felt great, but like I said, I kind of wanted to give myself a hard time this season. So if I was to give myself pack 2, that'd be a bit more work, I suppose, because there's a few temps in it. I mean, I suppose if I went out and did another lap, I could probably get pretty close to that. I mean, they don't really feel very much different, and pack 2 and pack 3, if you look at their lap times, they're virtually identical, really. And obviously pack 1, then we've just gone and beat that lap time without too much trouble. But I suppose that's going to happen, I'm just getting more used to the bike. So, I don't know, there's not really a big difference in it. If I'm going for best bike, I'll go for pack 1. I might go, but then I feel like maybe going for pack 2, because that means I don't have to worry about the fuel so much in the races. Yeah, I'm just not really that sure of what I want to do with it. I think I'll go with pack 1 because I did really like that one. It did feel really nice. So we'll finish the test there then. So I've actually done almost half of it because you get 2 hours and I've got 66 minutes to go. Obviously I haven't done it all. Some of that's been simulated, but yeah, a pretty successful test I would say. I mean, we're top of the session. So this is where we get to pick then. So I'm going to pick pack 1. So there we go. That's the winter test done. So if we have a look at the calendar then, we've only got a few more weeks till Qatar. So if we look at the technical staff then, we've got a notification on the chief engineer front. Another new chief engineer applying, but I'm going to refuse that one. So obviously the synergy we've got right now is fantastic. So if we have a look at the research data, how much we actually get. So 400 from these two departments and 250 from the electronics. So it's not much, but per week I suppose that adds up quite a bit. But I think that's where we'll end it then for this episode. The next episode will sort of just be going into Qatar, advancing forward to then I suppose there won't really be much more to sort out. So a very, very successful first test, getting obviously fastest out of everybody. So it's a little bit worrying that we've managed to go fastest on. I mean, I suppose it's a slightly upgraded KTM. It does have the obviously the full aero package, so I might not mess with upgrading it for a while. We'll have to see how the performance of the season goes. Obviously, if I'm struggling, then I'll go and upgrade it, because obviously I want it to be a close season. I want it to be entertaining to watch. So I hope you did enjoy that video then. Obviously there was no racing of course, but this is quite an important part of the MotoGP career mode, and I'd never done it before actually. I found it quite exciting to go and do the test I hadn't really done. I know there used to be tests on the very old games occasionally, but it was just like, oh, beat this time, but that was a bit different, so I got to pick from 3 different bikes to choose from. To be honest, they all felt very, very similar. Pack 1 I think was slightly better just because it turned a bit better, but well, pack 2 and 3 of course they felt basically exactly the same because it was the engine that was different, which you think would make more of a difference since one was supposed to be way faster and one was supposed to be way slower. But in fact I went faster on the slower bikes, so I don't really know, to be honest, and I did those laps first, so it's not even like you could say that I had more experience when I got to the bike with the less power, because I did those first and they were faster. So yeah, pretty enjoyable test session there. So like I said, I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. I hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next video.